1. Struggle with one's own passion. The great Lord of Lords, Mawla Ali, upon whom be the blessings of God, the King, the All-High, said that once the Prophet, blessings of God be upon him, sent a party of his companions on a military expedition. On their return, when they participated in a jihad-i-asghar, or the smaller war in the cause of religion, they said that they still had to take up the jihad-i-akbar, the greater war. Whereupon they inquired from the Apostle of God, "What is the jihad-i-akbar?" And he replied that the most glorious war is that which a person wages against their own vile instincts. This is, indeed, the truth. The blessings of God be upon him who said it. Brothers in religion, you who aspire to attain love and affection for the Lord, listen to me a while. Hearken to the real meaning of the words of the Prophet, and then reflect a little upon your own existence. Perhaps someone amongst you may therein find some truth, falah, which shall bless their life. The real meaning of the great jihad is a war against one's own vile instincts to bring them under control, so that those low passions which constantly endeavor to deviate one's feet from the path of rectitude, in opposition to the behest of reason, may cease to mislead one into acting against the prescriptions of the true religion. It is one's duty to bring the impulses of one's instincts under the control of one's reason, training nature always to obey and to comply with the dictates of reason. This constitutes the substance of what is called salvation. In this lies the true meaning of the expression Sirat al-Mustaqim, i.e., the bridge narrow as the edge of a sword which leads to paradise. To bring these instincts under control is to walk along the right path. If God pleases, we will explain this in this present treatise. Brothers in religion, there are very many verses in the Quran and very many prophetic traditions that deal with this question of purifying the instincts and of correcting them. Amongst them is one in which God says, "They acquire peace of mind who refine their own nature." And verily this is so. For there is no matter of greater importance than to purify one's own self. Only by this may one hope to progress along the path of rectitude, because there is no greater obstacle against success in this direction than one's own lower instincts, which obstruct one's fulfillment of dictates of religious philosophy and the commandments of the divine religion. It is only when you bring this self under control, carefully watching its movements, lest it overpowers you unaware and tempts you to take a false step, that you are able to advance slowly in the life of true virtue. Hazrat Mawla explains what should be the devotion, obedience, and the loyalty to the guiding principles amongst his followers, how they should walk in the right path and bring their lower selves under control. He says, "O Creator, This is my disobedient self, which I must force to kneel before you, just as I force to kneel an obstinate camel, tying its knees by the rope of your will, so that it may not do anything that does not coincide with your desire. Remember, therefore, friends, that one must keep one's self under the keenest surveillance, so as not to let it have one single moment of opportunity to escape from control and force its will upon one. If this is not done, it may take one out of the way, overpower one's will, raising its head from hell, and thus prevent one from attaining the position of communion, maqame qurb, with God. It will not permit one to attain all the good which the righteous can attain. For this reason, one has to make an effort in order to find the proper way. It is said in the Quran, "Those who fight in the way of God, we guide them on our way." Surah 9, verse 19. It is this way which is the Sirat al-Mustaqim. One has to keep away and restrain their nature from the worldly things that it may covet, thus building up for oneself a kind of spiritual treasure, zakhira, never deviating from the main path into which religion directs them.